but never knew my name. I'm Sharon Quintos. So I'm sure most of us, when put on the spot, but I really wasn't ready, can easily think of countless times we prayed and prayed for something we believed was so important to us. Mostly things that we wanted that weren't really important after all. Like in middle school, I prayed for this one guy I loved to love me back, and not the other several hundred other girls who also loved him because he happened to be a TV teen star. Well, as time moved on and my life became a bit of a struggle, I prayed for many more things in my life. And I praised the Lord for many more things in my life. Things that were important. So you see, instead of going to college as my parents planned, I was like Pastor Ray, young and gung-ho. Actually, I really was foolish. I went into the U.S. Army to follow my dream guy. He was my he was my high school sweetheart, and I prayed so hard we would be together again. Well, just like those who saw the movie Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn, well, you know these are people who are older. I didn't get the condo living in Hawaii or being close to the love of my life who I joined the Army for the year prior as the recruiter promised. Instead, I became a combat medic and lived in Europe while my love was living in the USA. Again, I prayed so hard for us to be together. In the end, it never happened. Why? Because in the end, it was not the Lord's plan for me to be with him. But the Lord answered my prayers long afterwards, many more years. After 2 rocky relationships, I found the person who I really truly loved and who loved me for who I was, or who I am. And of course, that's my husband, John. And as you all, well, most of you know, I'm not the easiest of a person to live with. So he's dealt with me for a while now. So we got each other in 1995, and we ended up getting married in 1998. And we've never been apart since then, except for when I go visit my daughter and my grandchildren in the South, East Florida area. So after many years of marriage, my husband and I lived a happy life. And then one day, in the year of, 2011, we started our new year very bad. My husband ended up in the ICU. Come to find out, he ended up with subdural hematoma, which they call, which is actually a tear in the large vessel of the heart. So just like that, our lives were changed. My children ended up coming to the emergency room. He ended up getting transferred. This was in Vallejo. He ended up in San Francisco, and that's where the specialists were. So that's the first time that I prayed so hard. I mean, I had everyone in our family praying. I had friends, the church. So many people prayed for us. And then I'm usually not on Facebook, but that's the first time I actually used Facebook, social media, to get all my prayer requests out for him. And he ended up in the ICU for over a month. Because when they found out that he had this tear in his heart, they wanted to do emergency surgery on him. Well, come to find out, they weren't going to do it because he has diabetes. So those of you who have diabetes, remember this. He was not a good candidate. So they said they weren't going to do the surgery on him, and if it was, it'd be risky and so forth. So he ended up in the ICU for the longest. the prayers went out. I prayed, faithfully to the Lord, and lo and behold, He answered our prayers, and my husband eventually got better after having so many problems in the ICU. He actually died. Yeah, he actually died one night, not too long after he went into the ICU, and they were able to revive him, and he was okay. He had a long struggle after that. But my praise for that time to the Lord was actually the first time that I really, really, truly knew that prayer was everything, and the only way for healing. You have all the physicians, the nurses, everyone. Being a nurse myself, I know what it's like to be on that end, but to have to be on the end where you're not the patient, but you have a family member close to you who is, it's a different story to see. So I praise the Lord, and I still praise the Lord for that first miracle that happened. Then my husband got better. In 2015, he became ill again, and I kept, before he went in, I was kind of stressed out from taking care of him all that time. So when he told me he wasn't feeling good, I kept saying, "Oh, you're okay," and I didn't bring him into the ER. Well, then one day, I noticed he was really pale, and so I took him in, and come to find out, his organs were failing. So he ended up having lupus, which they found really late. So with the lupus, it shut down all of his organs. He ended up in ICU again for over a month. Same thing, prayers. I asked for prayers. Everyone prayed. Church prayed. Family members, everyone prayed. And we struggled through that as well. He eventually came out of it, and of course, praise the Lord again. This time, even more so, because I really thought I was going to lose him again. And so that was the second time I really truly believed that prayer was the ultimate thing for him to get better. Then, this last time, he went in this year, or 2018, he went in for brain surgery, which everybody pretty much knows. They ended up finding a mass in his head, so he ended up going to surgery for that. This time I didn't think he was going to make it. It was a 50-50 chance. And so I just prayed to the Lord this time that if he was going to take him quickly, because I just didn't want to have to go through all of that, stress again of having to know if he was going to make it or not. So, of course, everybody knows the final outcome was that he actually did really well. And my praise report for this is that somehow along the way, when he had this brain surgery, it actually took care of everything, all the problems he has. So he's been really stable for this past year, which was the most and so in the process, what I was scared about was that he wasn't going to be able to recoup and recover as he did before, because he was going into depression. But the Lord answered my prayers again, because we ended up getting a house. We moved, and he was since then been able to work on all kinds of projects at the house, and he's been busy, and he's been able to do it, because he wasn't able to do anything pretty much at all before that. So now he's able to work on the projects that I have for him at home, and I just praise the Lord that he answered every single one of our prayers, especially mine, because he's an awesome God.